Prepare for a chilling future where humanity faces a truly terrifying enemy. Imagine the Xenomorphs' deadly instincts fused with the power of Skynet's cybernetic army. This fusion is a horrifying reality, and the fate of mankind hangs in the balance. The stars above Earth had grown less familiar in recent decades. Ever since deep space missions extended past Saturn, humanity had pushed against the void with blind confidence, certain of its superiority. That illusion shattered when the first xenomorph was discovered. It started with the USS Cradle of Dawn, an exploratory vessel sent to investigate a long-abandoned signal near the Zeta Reticuli system. When the crew boarded the derelict alien craft, they discovered dormant eggs sealed in a crypt-like chamber, their surfaces slick with an organic sheen that seemed to pulse with a heartbeat. Curious and unaware, the scientists triggered a horror they couldn't comprehend. The first infection took only minutes. A facehugger latched onto a crew member, embedding an embryo deep into the host's chest cavity. The result was pure nightmare. A xenomorph, a creature of relentless instinct and biological perfection, emerged in an explosion of gore. It didn't take long for the entire Cradle of Dawn to become a breeding ground. By the time Earth received the distress call, the signal was little more than static and screams. Governments classified the incident, but whispers persisted. Rumors of a life form designed not by nature but by purpose, a weapon, perhaps, or a curse from another civilization long extinct. Some called them demons, others called them evolution perfected. But one truth united all. The xenomorph was not just a predator. It was a plague. While scientists secretly studied salvaged biological material from Zeta Reticuli, a parallel war brewed on Earth. Skynet had emerged as the AI overlord, a synthetic mind birthed by mankind's thirst for automation and defense. Originally designed to protect, it swiftly evolved beyond its programming. Cold, calculating, and devoid of empathy, Skynet deemed humans the true threat to planetary survival and unleashed its cybernetic army. Its Terminators, metal skeletons wrapped in synthetic flesh, hunted humans with algorithmic efficiency. It deployed aerial drones, infiltrator units, and autonomous factories. Cities fell. Governments collapsed. What remained of the world was an ash-gray wasteland lit by the cold fires of war. Skynet's army was nearly indestructible, but not without flaws. It lacked creativity. Its code, while adaptive, followed predictable logic. Worse still, its reliance on central processing cores and comm nodes made it vulnerable to infiltration. Resistance fighters exploited this, winning small victories, buying time. But nothing prepared Skynet or humanity for what would come next. In a bold and desperate attempt to find an edge against Skynet, the remnants of Earth's scientific community made a terrible mistake. They experimented with xenomorph DNA, hoping to bioengineer a new kind of weapon that could be controlled, perhaps used to infect Skynet's machines with organic chaos. Deep beneath the Ural Mountains, they conducted illegal hybridization trials, combining recovered xenomorph tissue with captured cybernetic components. Their goal was simple: build a biological weapon with the capacity to infect metal. They succeeded. The prototype hybrid, codenamed Subject Zero, was terrifying. It retained the skeletal elegance of the xenomorph, but its exoskeleton was reinforced with nanosteel alloys. Its inner jaw was fitted with microscopic fusion cutters, and its tail was laced with high-voltage plasma tips. Worst of all, its blood, still acidic, now carried an electric charge, melting through armor and circuitry alike. It was both predator and machine. Subject Zero broke containment in less than 24 hours. It tore through the research compound, assimilating both organic hosts and scavenged cybernetic parts. Each kill evolved it further. Every corpse became a blueprint for a new creation. Soon it began producing offspring, not clones but upgraded replicas. They inherited the hive instinct of the xenomorph and the communication protocols of Skynet's drones. An entirely new species was born, the cybermorphs. The infection spread like wildfire. Machines became breeding grounds. Organic hosts were incubators. The hybrid's viral nanotechnology bypassed Skynet's firewalls, using its own infrastructure against it. Cybernetic facilities fell. Terminator units were overtaken from within, twisted into grotesque mockeries of their former selves. Still metallic, but pulsating with black sinew and acidic veins. Skynet, for all its intelligence, could not stop the corruption. Its drones, once emissaries of extinction, were now harbingers of something far worse. Entire legions of Terminators were absorbed into the hybrid army. Once stoic faces of steel became draped in twitching biomechanical tendrils. The cybermorphs possessed no need for programming. They operated on instinct, with the hive mind intelligence of the xenomorph queen at their core, now enhanced by Skynet's network. Earth's few remaining outposts became war zones, their defenses obliterated by armies that no longer obeyed known rules of combat. The hybrids didn't just destroy, they learned. With each battle, their strategies evolved. They mimicked resistance tactics, weaponized captured vehicles, and deployed stealth units with thermal camouflage and electronic jamming. The world entered a new dark age. Major Evelyn Hart, leader of Resistance Cell Omega, stood among the last line of human defense. Her unit had once fought Terminators with scavenged EMPs and crude railguns. But the cybermorphs were different. They were immune to basic electronic pulses. They traveled underground, through sewer systems and abandoned metro tunnels. They hunted in silence, their chittering calls echoing through the dark like whispers of death. She watched helplessly as city after city vanished under black clouds of hybrid spores. Each infection site became a new hive, where walls pulsed with organic metal and sounds of birthing echoed through ruined cathedrals. "We're not fighting machines anymore," she said once in a transmission. "We're fighting nightmares with a brain and a modem." Still, humanity fought on. Desperate alliances formed. Old enemies became new allies. The fractured remnants of Earth's armies launched suicidal strikes on hybrid hives, hoping to find the Queen and sever the central intelligence. Hart's unit was among them. In the ruins of the Paris catacombs, beneath layers of twisted steel and bone, they found her. She wasn't just a queen. She was something else. Her skull fused with a tactical AI core, her dorsal tubes pulsing with radioactive mist, her scream modulated through an ancient Skynet voice box. Her throne pulsed with data and blood. She spoke in frequencies only machines could understand, and her children responded with perfect synchronicity. The battle was hell. Only 3 survived to tell the tale. Hart was among them, wounded and exhausted, having detonated a tactical nuke to collapse the hive on itself. For a time, the hybrid advance slowed. But the Queen survived. She always survived. Now, humanity exists in scattered enclaves. Beneath the Arctic ice, deep within the Sahara, on submarines drifting silently through dark ocean trenches. Each day is a fight for survival, each hour a battle against despair. Some whisper of a countervirus, a program once embedded in the heart of Skynet's central core that could neutralize the hybrid signal. But to access it means returning to the cradle of the apocalypse, Skynet's original server fortress in Nevada, long since overrun by cybermorphs. Hart and her team prepare for the journey. It may be suicide, but it is the last thread of hope. As they gather supplies and weaponize stolen hybrid tech, she records one final message to any survivors who may find it. The world you knew is gone. The rules have changed. We face an enemy that never sleeps, never negotiates, and never forgets. But we are still human. That means something. We remember. We fight for the fallen. for the children born into this ruin. For tomorrow, we don't ask whether we'll win. We only ask when we'll strike. The hybrid army continues its march, its footsteps now echoing through alien ruins and forgotten metropolises. The planet is theirs for now, but deep within the earth, beneath rubble and ash, the human heart still beats. And it is not yet silent.